There are scenes that entertain, there are scenes that move you, and then there are scenes that make you sit up and say, finally, someone said it. Calling out when a character notices injustice, disrespect, or silence is one of the most underrated moments of cinema. In these cases, it's not just drama, it's catharsis. Because so often we feel things that something is not fair or right, but we don't always have the words to express. And when someone says it on screen with courage and clarity, it seems as if the character is speaking for all of us. In this episode of Filmland Fables, let's talk about the scenes where the characters are acing calling out like never before. Remember that scene in Dear Zindagi when Alia Bhatt is on a flight and she's asked by an elderly person to vacate her seat. It's a short scene, but it hits hard. When she refuses, he throws that classic Indian guilt trick, I am older than you. And instead of staying quiet, which most of us would, she speaks up. She says, Uncle, don't you think it's everyone's right to be respected? And sometimes elders need to respect the younger people as well. This scene is a mirror because how often have we been told, don't talk back, they are elders. But where is the line between respecting others and losing self-respect? The moment gives voice to something many of us feel but hardly say. Age deserves respect, but so does basic decency no matter what is your age. Dil Dhadakne Do, the brother who spoke up. In Dil Dhadakne Do, Ranveer Singh's character Kabir delivers what might be one of the most satisfying family showdowns in modern Bollywood. His sister, played by Priyanka Chopra, is stuck in a suffocating marriage. Everyone knows it, but no one talks about it until Kabir finally does. He calls out their parents, can't you see how much she's suffering? This scene is so powerful because it flips the script. The moment breaks years of silence, not just in the family, but in many real Indian homes. It asks, why is the family honor more important than personal happiness? The character of Kabir questions the very foundation of family dynamics, questioning why individuals aren't allowed to make their own decisions and why families usually avoid uncomfortable truths. The third segment is from movie Tamasha, when Tara calls out Ved's pretend persona. Tara fell in love with someone who was full of spark, carefree, creative, unpredictable. But when she meets Ved again in Delhi, he's the regular guy, predictable, normal. When he is proposing, she holds back and reminds him he isn't living an authentic life because he is not being true to himself. This heartfelt expression is not a confrontation, but a reflection of her sadness and confusion over Ved's transformation. Ved, unable to cope with this realization, ends the relationship, leading to the sad song Agar Tum Saath Ho, which underscores the emotional pain of both the characters. This scene resonates with many of us who feel they might have abandoned their life, passions, fearing societal rejection. Also with those who have experienced the pain of watching someone they love change and drift away, highlighting the complexities of personal growth and relationships. My fourth favorite scene is from the movie Wake Up Sid, when Aisha calls out Sid's privilege. Aisha is more grounded and has built her life from scratch in a new city. Sid, on the other hand, is sweet but floating, rich, entitled, and totally unaware of his privilege. In one moment, she finally tells him what he needs to hear. You don't take anything seriously. You are used to everything being handed to you, your home, your life, even your friendships. This isn't a fiery showdown, but it stings because it's true. Sid isn't a bad guy, but he's a guy who's never been told to look in the mirror. What makes this powerful is that it's not about being right, it's about being honest. Aisha calls out something a lot of people ignore, that emotional responsibility is a part of adulthood. And for many viewers, this moment feels personal because we've all been Sid or we've been fed up with the Sid. The fifth segment is from English Winglish, when Shashi calls out everyday disrespect in a wedding speech. For most of the film, Shashi is mocked by her husband, her daughter, and even strangers for not speaking fluent English. She cooks, cares, runs a business, and still she's treated as less than. In a beautifully underplayed moment, she stands up to give a speech, not with anger, but with dignity. When a woman is married, her family becomes her world. But sometimes, in trying to keep everyone happy, she forgets her own worth. She doesn't call out one person, she calls out a culture. A culture where women who don't speak English are seen as less intelligent, where homemakers are invisible, and where everyday disrespect is normalized. The moment is tender, but it hits like thunder because it's a call out millions have waited to hear. Not loud, not aggressive, but with quiet self respect. And the best part, she doesn't need to win an argument, she just needs to be heard. These are my favorite calling out moments, and I know there are several more. Let us know in the comments below. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to Filmland Fables.